Oh, you couldn't ask for a better start for this one. New Zealand up against the Cook Islands in the Men's Open semi-final for the Asia Pacific Opens Touch Cup. Cook Islands there performing their Pe'e haka. And, of course, New Zealand, the traditional haka. Great to see these two fierce competitors face off before we've even had a ball touch, Jackson Mills.
Well, it's much more than touch football, isn't it? Two nations very proud of their culture and their heritage, not only representing the jersey, but representing friends, family, iwi at home.
1 minute, players and referees.
You're right, it is the semi-final. This is where the draws switch over. New Zealand yet to play the Cook Islands. As we look at the New Zealand rap sheet leading up to the semi-final, 11-1, 14-0, 16-0, 21-1. Only the one loss against Australia yesterday on Anzac Day in that Trans-Tasman Test match. It was tight. It went down to the wire. Hayden Moffat scoring in the final minute to send Australia 9 tries to 8. Davids scored 13 tries. Barnett 12 tries, and Poihipi 14 tries across the tournament. But the Cook Islands know their way across the try line as well. 18 tries to 4. A 22-0 victory against Chinese Taipei. A single loss to Australia. That was a tough one. 18 tries to 1. But Masters has 8 tries himself. Tedavano 7. And Selwyn Cecil 10 tries for the Cook Islands in this tournament. This is going to be one hell of a match, James.
Now, away from those try scores, we're expecting big plays from that man with the big hair, Kobe Reid, not to mention Rapati for New Zealand. But we're underway now for the semi-final. Here is Reid taking them on. Carts it forward. Masters, quick release himself. Aiden Masters then playing it just inside. The 7 has a little dink at the line. Ball came free, but the touch was completed beforehand. Still a little bit slippery out there on the surface this morning with the morning dew. Float it back to the middle once again. Two-time Masters. Now Maxwell taking off, looking for support. Dummies left, dummies right. Finds Kobe Reid. Beautiful play from Maxwell Masters. Reid is on the spot, and Cook Islands have an early lead.
It's a great start from the Cookies. We mentioned him previously. Maxwell Masters has scored 8 tries himself, setting up this one. Just cracks back off the left foot. You mentioned him, the man with the hair, Kobe Reid, crosses for the first try of the match.
An immediate response here from New Zealand. E4 Jones into the action, finds Rapati, nearly splitting them. Good touch made. Jones now gets it through the middle, deep to Sinclair, and we've seen this time and time again throughout this tournament. New Zealand just backpedaling, giving themselves at least 15 metres of space. Jones now takes off. They can launch the raid once again. There's the switch. Short delivery. Once more, they'll have a crack at them. Rapati now looking back to this left-hand side. Good touch made through the middle from the Cook Islands. Now shut it down because Tuakana Hudson came very close there.
Braden Mateo collapsing in on Tuakana Hudson. Great touch from the Cook Islands. Good line defence. You saw New Zealand pull it out so deep. I mean, look how deep Matt Sinclair's sitting, the number 3 in the hat. Could be setting up for a nice strike dump again. Great read again from the Cook Islands, shutting down the New Zealand attack.
Jones digging deep into the line, and then a little bit of a mix-up there defensively. It was Pamatoto who got caught up in that ruck and then just latching on.
That hurts. That was 5th and last as well. The Cook Islands did such a good job to shut down New Zealand and now gifting them a fresh set on the line.
Sinclair hops out of acting half, links up with Tuakana Hudson. Long ball over the top from Sinclair. A beautiful pass. Finds Finch, and New Zealand hit back on their first attempt down the other end.
Pretty easy try from New Zealand. Cook Islands didn't need to collapse in on that occasion. Each member of the Cook Islands defensive line had their man, so it made it too easy for Finch to cross for New Zealand. Good start, though, from both teams. This is lining up to be an absolute cracker.
So 1 try piece after about 3 minutes. Reid works it up through the middle. Out in front of Masters, then Aiden Masters as well. Back into the hands of two-time Masters. Maxwell once more scheming, taking off, but caught there out of acting half. I think there was an indiscretion in the roll ball regardless. So locked up at 1 apiece it remains. After 3 minutes, New Zealand with a chance to go upfield.
There's actually no one touched him. He played the ball without getting touched. The referee keeping a close eye on that. As New Zealand now with their first go forward through their substitution box.
Lovely cycling of the footy, digging deep into the line and then up over halfway. Jones met there by Reid, plays it quickly. Boy Hippie releasing and then finding support there in the form of Morgan Tafia. Space out wide, plenty of space out wide. In fact, they'll die from range, and Winiana goes in. They made that look a little bit too simple, New Zealand.
Yeah, great running from New Zealand. It started on touches 1 and 2. They gained so many metres. Cook Islands just letting them run. And good shift of the ball, New Zealand. Out to the left-hand side through Tamatia Winiana. He's had a great tournament, scoring some good tries for New Zealand, as you can see, but that puts New Zealand 2 tries, Cook Islands 1.
I'll be desperate for a hit back here, Cook Islands. New Zealand are terrific front runners. If they can get a little bit of breathing room, it'll make it very difficult for the Cookies to rein them back in. Wrapping around now is Selwyn Cecil, taking them on. Good touch made, though, by Barnett. Certainly know Selwyn Cecil can get across the line. 10 tries so far in this tournament. Here he is once again, jinking off the left and then back down a short side. Nothing really doing for the Cooks. Simply trying to kill it away from the New Zealand box. So 4.5 gone. Good pressure defensively here. Played on the 7 now, New Zealand. Barnett out to this right-hand side. Taking the metres then is Tuakana Hudson. Lovely release back here for Davids. Certainly can set sail. Great acceleration. Durban Burgess delivering through the middle. Now the one-handed scoop. That's a really good one from Durban Burgess. Links up with Davids. Plenty of speed. Shuffled out there on that right-hand side, but the Cook Islands slid well.
Yeah, great defence from the Cook Islands. Good cover defence after making the touch, pulling a nice tight corner, not giving Durban Burgess too much room to move because we know how fast he is over those first 10 metres. As soon as he picks up, he's normally gone, but the Cook Islands on that occasion doing really well to shut down his speed.
He's got one of the best one-handed scoops in the world. It's now Reed himself will pick it up. Little bobble. That one has hit the deck, more so in the roll ball, though. So 2-1 it remains. 5:30 gone. Still think the Cook Islands would be very happy with this start, though.
Well, we know how good the Cook Islands are at running into the line. That's how they've scored a lot of their tries. We saw when they got the repeat set on the line, they went for that quickie or very static setup. But we saw the first try from the Cookies come from Masters picking up from dummy half, snapping off his left foot and digging right into the Kiwis' lines. I'd love to see more of that from the Cookies.
Now short delivery here for Morgan Tafia. Up to the 7 he goes before pulling out once again. Now drop down. Last one brought up. Jones scheming or found a pass. It was a little bit too late, though. He was already caught, so touch pass is called.
You can see Finch coming onto the field now. He wasn't too happy about the Kiwis pulling up their attacking set to actually get a static for E4. They wanted to roll into what we saw in the previous try from New Zealand. They had some great momentum just picking up from dummy half and ripping it out to the left-hand link. But it was a great defensive tactic from the Cook Islands to roll into the line. And now look how fast they are out of Masters. This is what we were talking about, James. Them running into the line. That's where they're going to create the opportunities. You could see New Zealand backpedaling very quickly. And Masters, we know how good he is out of dummy half. Picking up, scheming around the defensive line of New Zealand. Unfortunately, ball just going to ground on that occasion.
We saw the blueprint of this kind of play from the Cook Islands in the World Cup. Great drivers. On occasion, of course, it was Taylor Berryman and Berryman Duff who were combining to apply all the pressure on opposition teams. But now New Zealand, speaking of pressure, Sinclair, how did Tuakana Hudson get back to his feet to take that ball? But just on that drive from the Cook Islands, I think that's the way they can break this New Zealand side down. We know the speed they have. We know the skill, the flick pass with the late switch, but they stick to their fundamentals. They've got every chance of forming an upset here, the Cook Islands.
I don't know how he got back to his feet, kind of Hudson. He was on the ground, out for all money. They pick up, he gets back up, manages to get the ball away. A flick pass from New Zealand. This game's got everything so far as the Cook Islands now make some fresh changes onto the field.
Last one brought up here for the Cookies. Dancing feet coming out on that occasion from Kingston Day, but he's wrapped up through the middle. Tedavana was there in support as well. Turnover now in favour of New Zealand. Sinclair will roll it back. At 10 shy of the halfway line. Davids once again with his speed causing issues. Slapped down from the Cook Islands. Fresh set, 10 shy of the half. Winiana will restart things. So up over halfway he goes. Jones back into the action. Floats a pass out wide. Well taken in there from Barnett. Reed arrives to meet him. Not a good delivery, though, from Barnett. It came slipping out of the hands. Not much Durban Burgess could do about that.
Yeah, it's an important lesson to learn for New Zealand. They've been here before. They need to know they need to restrict as many errors as possible because they will possibly be playing Australia later on today in the grand final. So whatever confidence they take from this game, it's going to flow through into the grand final. So they need to make sure they're limiting as many errors as possible, as Cook Islands now with a good run forward.
Just on the adjacent field as well, the other semi-final taking place is Australia v Lebanon. They had a tense battle in the World Cup as well. New Zealand put Lebanon to the sword in round one of this competition, but worth pointing out that was without the two Catalano boys. They're back on deck. I'd imagine, though, likely to see that bronze medal match between the Cook Islands and Lebanon, at least if things stay as they are here. Now a good charge up towards halfway. New Zealand finding Rapati, who then sends it out to this left-hand side. Watch for that big right foot step. However, they haven't played it squarely, so there's a turnover. An uncharacteristic error from New Zealand.
Yeah, second error in 2 sets from New Zealand. Cook Islands just restricting the momentum of going forward, and something that we haven't seen from New Zealand yet, James, or I think they may keep it in the back pocket, is what they did to Australia yesterday, coming back to the short side of the substitution box when they're actually driving on.
Masters now all looking to go over the top. Picked off, though, from Davids, and say good night because nobody's going to catch him. A speed demon plucks it out of the air and simply coasts into the end zone and will put it down. Well, he's tough to get around when you're trying to burn him for speed, but if he takes that ball from any range at all, he's every chance of going the distance, and he did there.
He plucks it out of the air just like a basketball player, steaming away Davids. That's his 14th try for the tournament. First today, he's had a few highlights already go viral on the gram. We saw him took a great intercept earlier on in the tournament, streaking away. He had some chases on that occasion, but this one, open pasture for Davids. New Zealand, 3 tries, Cook Islands, 1.
Selwyn Cecil now for the Cook Islands, midway through this count. Love to be next to score, 10.5 gone. Short delivery once again, this time for Tedavano. And to Selwyn Cecil, Aiden Masters dropping it down. Question mark on Durban Burgess being onside there. He'll get away with it as they float a pass over the top, looking for that little link passage, but ball hits the deck.
I don't mind that play from the Cook Islands. At least they're being a bit more direct in their attack. The little sinker pass to the link. There was an opportunity there. Defensive link from New Zealand, just letting it slip by. Ball going to ground, but New Zealand, this is better attack. But again, that's the 3rd error in a row for New Zealand in just 3 sets.
Not a great pass there from Winiana. Durban Burgess had pulled up a touch. He was looking to head to the sideline, so certainly couldn't connect on the back of that one. Fresh troops on deck now for the Cook Islands. Selwyn Cecil works it up to the 7. Maxwell Masters waiting for his chance to strike. Here he is now. Jinking effort and digging into the line. Last one brought up, so a static to work with to finish out the set. Maxwell Masters again, hopping a skip and then flinging a pass back towards the middle, but as much as New Zealand might like the static start, I really don't think it suits the play style of the Cook Islands, and they were easily accounted for on that occasion.
Well, let's see if New Zealand can complete this set. They've had 3 errors in their last 3 sets, so this is going to be touch 1. They're going to be very methodical about this set, I would assume. Pushing the pass. But again, still things confusing New Zealand as the Cook Islands flood the substitution box of the Kiwis.
Now Davids 10 metres into enemy territory. Morgan Tafia finding support. Stays alive in the play. Davids once again. One-handed show and go. A couple of times, in fact. Heads out to this left-hand side. I've lost the compass on this set. Miles Paiway floating out there in the left-hand link. They find him now. Lovely little dummy, and then the flick pass comes out. Winiana. Davids also coming up with one. That's gone well and truly forward, though, but still a little bit unusual there from New Zealand. They didn't quite have their bearings at any point in that set.
Well, it was Davids that actually put New Zealand back on track. They were stuck on touch 2 and touch 3 in the sub-box, and Davids just picked the ball up and said, give me a go-forward run. Pins his ears back, gets New Zealand on the front foot, and that's what we like to see from the Kiwis. And Davids just showing how fast he is. We saw him in open pasture before, but now a good defensive set from New Zealand.
Now Reid on the last, bringing it right to the line before finding support out wide. Easily dealt with, though, from Winiana. Makes the touch. 3-1 it remains. About 6.5 left in this first half. Coast to coast from New Zealand. Davids then a lovely step, dodging one defender. Out wide they go. 2 plays down, up over halfway now for Winiana. Jones back into the action. Met there by Reid. Good roll on here for New Zealand. Durban Burgess will look for that scoop. However, they've gone away from him. They played directly on the 7. Rapati. Durban Burgess with some speed. And somehow they've missed him. Well, they're certainly claiming the touch here, the Cook Islands. And Kim Skelly will overrule it. And New Zealand looks like they have a 4th try, although now they have a conversation. I thought the Cookies may actually have made the touch here.
Yeah, Mateo, I think, got to the line, is running completely lateral as we take a look on the replay. Durban Burgess, see, the referee could be onto something here. May just have fallen short of the line and has been explosive to try and take some time off Durban Burgess. But what I noticed in the New Zealand drive, I think I've nailed it of why they're struggling to get pass touches 2 and 3, is you watch, they give it to the winger, and when they give it to the Kiwi winger, he takes a couple steps forward, plays the ball, there's no one at half. They've struggled a few times with it, but on that occasion there was someone waiting there for the ball and then giving it back to the inside man from New Zealand. So if they can get someone quicker to half at that substitution box, you can't stop them.
Speaking of giving it back after just one play, Cook Islands have turned over possession. So New Zealand will start essentially on the halfway mark. 2 plays down now. Oh, not a good delivery at all there. And giving him a bit of a spray too. Rolls Paiwai was not happy with that delivery at all.
That delivery is what you would call nonchalant. Unfortunately for Davids, ball missing the mark on that occasion. Cook Islands now with some good field position.
Burned a few plays just working up through the middle though. Now Masters will look to strike. Out of acting half, Aiden Masters back to Maxwell. There's the flick pass. Some Cookies brilliance at the moment. Still live on this play. Look to set up another strike dump here. Maxwell Masters takes it down. Reid back to Aiden. Good left foot step. Offload to pass. A second intercept now for New Zealand. Might still be a chance. They're all backpedaling the Cook Islands. Good read from out wide. Catch and pass from Davids, though, is nice. Finchel playing about 10 shy of the halfway line. Winiana then getting involved as well. Jones still with numbers on that left-hand side. Still think they're in a spot of bother here, the Cook Islands. Durban Burgess will try and scoop. I'll tell you what, if you got that cleanly, they were a big chance, New Zealand.
Yeah, you need to commit to those, Durban Burgess. You could see his body just wasn't as balanced as he would like when he went down for the ball. Then again, Cook Islands, just a marginal pass there as they come in to their attacking red zone.
Last one brought up now. Cook Islands all once again flicking it out with reckless abandon. It's a high risk, at the moment, low reward strategy from the Cookies. Now Durban Burgess, that's a better scoop from him. Finds E4 Jones. 10 into enemy territory. Davids carting it forward. Quick release once again to Akana Hudson. Shown there by Sinclair. Davids bouncing around. Oh, was looking to drop it on the 7 and ultimately just dropped the ball. Seen a few of these errors that we probably wouldn't see otherwise from New Zealand in this match so far.
A little cheeky hit back from Davids. He's had a few errors in the first half here against the Cook Islands, but coming up with a good play there, just pulling out of the touch, forcing the Cook Islands player to put it on the ground. But look how deep they are. They're standing about 30 metres out from the try line, and watch how good they run into the line on this one. Now it comes through Ropati.
Oh, here he goes again with a dazzling footwork. Ropati dropping it down right on the 7. Davids with his speed. Nobody going to catch him. Oh, however, that's a great effort. Back through the middle from Kingston Day, stretching out and touching him from half.
Yeah, Ropati having words with the referee. But David should have just let it sing. Even if he wasn't touched, I don't know if he would have been able to stay in the in-goal. He was going very quickly towards the dead ball line. So the Cook Islands managed to get away with that. But we saw Ropati with the fancy footwork yesterday against Australia. We're looking at this one go as well.
It's Mateo who stays alive with it. Masters then floating it over the top once again. Good ball, in fact. Oh, if they kept on going to that right-hand side, it was a 2-on-1 situation. 2 to go in this first half. Cook Islands could get one back just before the break at 4-2. They're every chance in the second half.
Back Davids to Ropati with the ball in hand.
Here we go. Ropati finding some space down wide. Then the circus that comes out with the juggle. eventually hitting the deck, but they nearly pulled their pants down, New Zealand.
There was a standalone piece of individual brilliance yesterday from Ropati against Australia. The double whack with the right foot. It's already gone viral on the gram. 100,000 views in less than 6 hours is quite impressive. It's a pretty spectacular thing to look at, so if you want to go and check it out, I'm pretty sure it's on Touch Football or New Zealand Touch as Instagram page. Perfect slow motion. You can ride the wave with Ropati with his fancy footwork.
Reed there with some fancy footwork as well, but not fooling any of the Kiwis. So just over a minute remaining. New Zealand will get one final crack at the line, you'd imagine. They drive forward now with Winiana. Play one just 10 shy of the halfway line. Now for mine, that was offside. Referee says yes, play through. 2 down into enemy territory. E4 Jones back into the action. They will certainly get a look here, New Zealand. Short delivery. Now Durban Burgess. Late little switch. Once again, they're building right on the 7. Floating a pass into E4 Jones. Oh, E4 Jones then pops it up for Durban Burgess, who sends it wide for Finch. Blink and you'll miss it. A great little bit of skill from E4 Jones.
E4 Jones has gone the under 8. Bend your back so they can't touch you. I mean, look at him. Look how much he's bending his back here with the late switch. Durban Burgess, easy as you like. Finch says, thank you very much. I'll take another international test try.
That might have been the inspiration behind the Telstra with the bendy back. E4 Jones with something quite unpredictable there. Final few seconds of this first half. Cook Islands will bring it forward, so it's going to end 5-1. They'll get the penalty here. Matayo will quickly restart and see if they can throw caution to the wind. But they've got to be careful, of course, because they've taken a few intercepts, New Zealand. Matayo will simply take it out to this right-hand side. He's wrapped up. And that brings it into a very entertaining first half. 5-1. They've certainly had their chances, the Cook Islands, but New Zealand been very stern defensively.
Respectable scoreline, though, from the Cook Islands. This is the way to open the campaign on this fixture. It was a great run by Maxwell Masters to break the New Zealand defensive line. But New Zealand too strong, doing what they do best. Durban Burgess, a few good scoops. E4 Jones bending his back to evade touches. See Tamatia, Winiana crossing the line, and Davids, the technique. You can tell he can open up when he's in open pasture. He's had a few errors in the first half, but making it up with some good tries and some cheeky touches as well as Durban Burgess crosses the line. Referee says play through on that occasion. But New Zealand in full flight here against the Cook Islands. It's the semi-final. We'll try and get a score update for you against Australia and Lebanon. James, all things go for New Zealand.
Certainly is at the break here. 5-1. The Touch Blacks in control. Cook Islands will need to strike first in this second half if they are any chance to reel it back in. We'll take a quick break and see how the second half plays out in just a moment. Welcome back to Mudgee for the Asia Pacific Opens Touch Cup. New Zealand in control in the men's semi-final. 5 tries to 1. Cook Islands got us underway with the first try through Kobe Reid. Since that point in time, New Zealand have flexed the muscle. There's been a few errors, probably more than they would like in that first half, but still they've looked really sharp. And they've been down towards that 7. And once again, as we've seen, I think a reasonably new feature for this tournament, that big back pedal from New Zealand, just giving themselves the space, and then they really wind up, and 9 times out of 10 they make you pay.
Yeah, it's great to see them actually identifying that. Most times they're probably jinking around the 7-metre line, but if you take a good step back, it gives you so many other options. And not only that, the defence don't know what's coming.
Let's see if the Cook Islands have the necessary recalibrations in this second half as Tuakana Hudson drops it just outside the 7. Sinclair, quick return back to him. Stays alive in the play. That's smart work from Sinclair. Now Rapati, hop and skip. Jones is there. Sinclair, wrap around back to Jones. That is a thing of beauty. New Zealand putting on a show in Mudgee. Rapati. What about those for some dancing feet?
And that's perfect play from New Zealand. This is what touch is all about. You got Sinclair, Rapati, look at that. Skip out and a jump. E4 Jones knows exactly what he's doing. So does Sinclair, straightening up the defensive line. Gets a little bump wrap around. Oh, that's silky from New Zealand.
Well, again, all the eyes will be on Rapati's hop and skip there, but I can't even describe how difficult that quick catch and release with the wraparound play was to deliver back to Sinclair. Or sorry, back to Jones, I should say. It's now Cook Islands floated out wide, looking for a finish here for Kingston Day. Reid back to the middle. Straightening now is Tautai Masters. Reid once more for Maxwell Masters. 6-1 the score now. Maxwell drops it down. Aiden looking for support. Can't find it. Shut down in the end there. With a good touch from Barnett.
Just a quick halftime update from the other semi-final. It is Australia leading Lebanon 5 tries to 1.
Another good battle between the two nations, which means at this stage we'll have that bronze medal match between Lebanon and the Cook Islands. That will quite literally be a carbon copy of the World Cup bronze match. So now up towards halfway goes New Zealand. Rapati and then Durban Burgess. Another late switch. Geez, they've been enjoying them in this game so far. They'll drop it down again. Durban Burgess, great one-handed scoop. Excellent work from Winiana to get back to his feet. Now some speed out wide.
Oh, he
dancing
got him.
and skipping away. Morrison thought he'd done enough, but it was an excellent touch, as you mentioned, Jackson.
Jaden Graham outstretched, just got him on the toe. Really good effort from the Cook Islands, completely outstretched. Look at that, diving mid-air, goes aerial. And Graham getting the job done there, but Cook Islands turn it over. And they're giving New Zealand now a fresh set in their attacking zone. But it would be interesting to see, James, if they get close to the line, do they bring it back 30 metres like we did see in the first half?
Given E4 Jones has hopped out there, I think they might focus a little closer toward that 7. Here he is now. And back to Winiana. Rapati, once again, short release. Or Winiana then pops it right off the deck, back into the path of Rapati. They'll go back to the 7. 6-1 the score here after about 3 minutes of play in the second half. One additional try for New Zealand since the resumption of play. Now here they go, backpedaling once again. They'll work it up towards the 7. Jones, oh, lovely double pump and then releasing. However, he must have been caught just before he got that pass away. So there is a turnover and a good little win for the Cook Islands.
Well, it's a smart play from New Zealand, pulling that ball back. It gives them so much more time to not only come up with what they want to do, but get plays in the correct position. We saw E4 on that unders line running a rooster, the little wrap play, just getting caught, touch pass, but it's really interesting tactics from New Zealand, something we haven't necessarily seen from them in recent years. So there may be some new coaching advisors coming in, looking at new tactics that New Zealand can implement to make their mark on the world of touch football.
From your perspective up here in the box, I mean, we get a great overview of how things are all playing out. Is that a recalibration where they think they perhaps haven't got the strike dump in the right spot, or is it simply, let's give ourselves more options?
Well, it seems what New Zealand have been doing for the past few years, as we see them make an easy try in the corner, is New Zealand have kind of been playing football to beat Australia. They've been trying to beat Australia at their own game, but we saw something really interesting happen yesterday in the Anzac Day Test where New Zealand went back to their roots of just playing heads-up footy, you could see the likes of Ropati come into the team and just absolutely put on a masterclass. But attacking the defensive link of Australia, I haven't seen that from New Zealand since I've been watching the sport. So it's something new that they've obviously identified, maybe some new coaching advisors as we mentioned. But I love to see New Zealand playing to their strengths.
In particular, that attack was down that short side time and time again as New Zealand put under pressure here by the Cook Islands. Nearly squeezing through was Selwyn Cecil. Turned back to the 7 though. Maxwell Masters delivering now for Tortai Masters. Quick release. Maxwell drops it down once again. Little shimmy, shake. And they were looking for that quick roll ball inside the 7, but they lost track of the touch count. So there's the turnover. 5 gone in the second half. New Zealand have increased their margin by a further 2. 7-1 the score. They come out to this left-hand side now, looking for fresh troops. C4 Jones is one of them. Up over halfway he goes. Durban Burgess now continuing that momentum. Linking up with Morrison. Then drop down. Durban Burgess once again. Winiana. Morrison there in support. Too much speed. We'll come back to the roll ball though. They've got that a little wrong, New Zealand.
They were in for all money, weren't they? New Zealand forward pass off the ruck. We've seen the referees really hone in on this, but it's Durban Burgess just throwing it forward. And Winiana just in front of the play the ball. Durban Burgess not doing enough to get forward and get his hands in a backwards position. So the Cook Islands escape from that one. Still 7 tries to 1 in favour of New Zealand. 5 minutes played in the second half, but Cook Islands doing well.
And they'll get a penalty as well. That'll certainly help the cause. Definitely have a few looks at the line here. They'll start the set from roughly 25 away. Wrapped up about 15 that first touch. Up to the 7 they go now. Moeke delivering back towards the middle. Parmatoto. Short release. Oh, Aiden Masters. He just saw they were struggling to get back up off the line. He's asking the question. Be denied on this occasion. There was oodles of space there for him.
That's better from the Cook Islands, being more direct. We spoke about it in the first half. That's how they scored their first try. Masters picking up from dummy half and just gassing. And as you see there, that's the perfect display of what they need to do. This time, Aiden Masters taking it upon himself to get right up on the advantage line. Forward, but Durban Burgess putting the ball down. They've had trouble, New Zealand, not only in the first half, but the second, making those substitutions. It hasn't been a clean subset at all for them. So they'll need to be revisiting that, especially ahead of the grand final this afternoon. At this stage, it looks like it's going to be New Zealand and Australia.
The Cook Islands about 7 metres away. Matayo keeping it alive. Down support back through the middle.
So they've got Masters at half now. He's got the ball in hand. We need to see him going forward.
Here he is once again. Maxwell Masters taking off. Oh, Matayo back toward the middle. New Zealand were off their line very quickly, though. Shut down the play. Just really pressuring them at every corner. Not allowing that free-flowing footy from the Cook Islands. So 8 gone in the second half. New Zealand haven't really been tested so far in this second stanza.
This is interesting now. What a play from New Zealand. Shaping.
Plenty of speed from Poi Hippie. Takes off. Trying to dodge that touch there like he was Neo from the Matrix. Davids shows it once. Brings it forward once again. Up towards the 7. Met there in defence. Poi Hippie. Then finding support. Out now for E4 Jones. All the time in the world. Eventually set upon there by Matayo. Oh, he pulled up a little bit awkwardly there. Watch that. It might have been a left leg issue. Morgan Tafia drops it down. E4 Jones. Quick return. Space out on this right-hand side. Good read from the Cook Islands.
A good setup by New Zealand, but well read by the Cookies. Jacob Toya out on the left edge. Shooting in on Davids, who couldn't take clean possession. And it was because of the pressure of Toya collapsing in. The Cookies now with a good run forward.
Good meterage here for the Cook Islands. Continue carting it through the centre. Nice drive from Jaden Graham. Scooped up now from Tedavano. Oh, Tedavano completely losing his bearings. He had a man pushing back underneath. That was brother Kobe. Couldn't find him in the end. So 7-1 it remains. We're approaching the final quarter of this match. New Zealand through Barnett. Carting it forward. Jinking effort. Eventually played there. Finch hops in at acting half. Winiana, good delivery then for Durban Burgess. Oh, that's gone a mile forward. He's come up with quite a few errors in this game, Durban Burgess.
Kiwis just trying to throw the ball around, probably a little bit too much at this point in time. They should be aiming to get the ball up the other end every single time they have it. It was a grueling match yesterday against Australia, going down to the wire, 9 tries to 8. Heavy contact on the body. They would have done their recovery. You don't want to be pushing too many passes. You just want to be going through your processes. Make sure you're getting the ball up the other end of the field every single time you've got it.
Now bouncing around once again. Matayo, Reid, quick delivery. Oh, good footwork as well. Reid will keep it alive. Back into the path of Tautai Masters. And now Aiden Masters finding a really good pass. But again, well shifted from New Zealand defensively. Shutting down the space, applying the pressure. A bit too tough to reel in there for the Cookies.
It's better attack, though, from the Cook Islands from what I'm seeing. On that previous set, when Masters picked up from half, he came across and all the players were actually following his direction of running. What they need to be doing is running in the opposite direction as an unders line to create a collapse of the New Zealand defence. On that occasion, the Cook Islands did exactly that. Unfortunately, the ball for Mateo just went to ground.
And Durban Burgess, short delivery here for Poi Hippie, and then shows it a couple of times, cutting out Jones, picking up with Tuakana Hudson. Now Sinclair, good metres. Tuakana Hudson, all back for Jones. There's a rare error from E4. And the turnover for the Cookies. And they'll get on the attack straight away. Lost their footing a touch on that occasion, though, through Parmatoto. So now they come out to this left-hand side. Graham, metres on offer for Tautai Masters, then Selwyn Cecil, short side Ray. They find some joy, and then good speed as well from Kobe Tedavano. A great touch in the end from Poi Hippie. Just got him in time. Sinclair shooting out. Last one brought up. Cook Islands threatening to pull the trigger. Late flick pass, they pop it on. Still live here for Selwyn Cecil. The pass was for that little tip on.
Nice little sneak play from the Cook Islands down the left-hand touchline. Just clipping him on the foot was Poi Hippie. I don't mind the creativity, innovation from the Cook Islands. I mean, look how deep Tuakana Hudson is. He caught that on his try line, and that creates so much more space and meterage for New Zealand now on touches 4 and 5. Wouldn't be surprised if they cross the line on this occasion.
Rapati works it forward, and now Morgan Tafia follows up. Last one brought up. Oh, lovely inside ball from Morgan Tafia. Blink and you'll miss it. Rolls Paiwai. Goes in with a good try for New Zealand. This will look great on the replay.
You're hard to defend when you're running backwards at that speed. And look, they're just running on the outside, and it's a nice little pop back on the in to Rolls Paiwai. New Zealand, that's what we love to see. Back at their best. 8 tries to 1 against the Cook Islands here. 8 minutes to play here at Mudgee. And what a day this is turning into, James. Beautiful fog this morning. The ground seems to be drying up, and it's going to be one hell of a day for touch footy.
Certainly will be. Now, 5th place playoff up next as well. Sri Lanka will be heading back to our main field. They've had a few games here. It's now Matayo looking for an opening. Turned away on this occasion. Aiden Masters hops in at acting half. Matayo back to this left-hand side. Maxwell Masters with a tough pass for Kobe Reid to reel in. Need to be a little bit more clinical on the New Zealand line than that. Just under 7 remaining now. Barnett will roll it back. New Zealand with Durban Burgess delivering a short pass, and then Winiana gets involved as well. Nice shape for New Zealand. 10 shy of the halfway line. A good carry here from Winiana. Quick release on that occasion from Inframs. To this right-hand side they go now. Sinclair, fast delivery. Tuakana Hudson, double pump, and then links with Davids, who's calling support to a rival. Big dummy play on the call. Out wide, they send it. Beautiful work from Rapati, who showed great patience on that occasion. We're used to seeing the big step, but that was all about calmness.
Yeah, a bit of chaos in the Cook Islands defence. Players jumping, talking to the referee. And Rapati just takes it upon himself. Throws a nice left to right peel to his winger. New Zealand now 1 try away from double digits. Clock winding down, 6 minutes to play. Love to see the Cook Islands cross the next few sets.
It's Masters now. Then back to Selwyn Cecil. Drop it down, so when Cecil very flat, latching onto that one. Last one brought up. Good touch there from Barnett. Graham finding no joy. Back to the 7 he goes. So when Cecil, a little bit deeper, stunner step, and then back to Graham once again. Here's a question for you, Jackson. If you're the Cook Islands side, do you pull back a touch and leave something in reserve for that Lebanon game that's coming up for the third place playoff, or do you go hard and see if you can really build a bit of form, a bit of confidence coming into that match?
Definitely the latter. You have to go hard, especially against a team like New Zealand. There's no point being laxy-daisy about anything you do, because if you start to pull the brakes on, you will take that momentum into the bronze medal match. But what you want to do is you want to be...
Rapati, sorry Jackson, as they go down this right-hand side again. Stays alive. Ball back from Poi Hippie. Rapati will then simply deliver it back to Poi Hippie to give him his hat-trick. They pull them apart on that right-hand edge, and that is now double digits.
Yeah, as we were saying, if you take the brakes off, you're just going to take that momentum, which you don't want to do, into the bronze medal match, being the Cook Islands. But on the other hand, New Zealand really starting to come into their own now. They seem to have broken the banks of the Cook Islands defence, putting a few easy tries on. It was 5-1 at half-time. New Zealand scoring another 5, holding the Cook Islands at bay. But Cookies now back on the attack through Masters.
Good speed there once again from the Cook Islands. Once they get their momentum flowing, they do look good. New Zealand, though, just so resilient defensively. Maxwell finding no joy once again. Here's Aiden, and to Maxwell, threatening to pull the trigger. E4 Jones stepped up, now finds support through the middle. Straight away he waves the finger. He knows they're off, home and hosed. There's a good chase coming in for the Cook Islands. Oh, they had to then put on the afterburners late in the piece. But in the end, they'll go the distance. That was very cheeky, though, from E4. The moment he popped the pass, he was saying, good night, it's over.
Yeah, E4's not running the length. Look at him, he's already celebrating as soon as he gives the assist. He's got his finger in the air. Francis Morrison for New Zealand runs away, just letting Cook Islands get a little bit closer. Reeling him in, but not this time. New Zealand extending the lead against the Cook Islands now to 10.
It's 11 tries to 1. Cook Highlands desperate to get something on the board here in the second half. Matayo, short release. Going directly at Davids. Oh, unfortunately, he's picked up a knock there. So they were looking to dive out. Strong contact from Kobe Tedavano on Davids, and he's not in a good way. He's clutching at the knee. That would be a big loss for New Zealand. Here it is again on the replay. Tedavano carting it forward, and he goes right through him.
Yeah, it's his left knee. Could just be a little bit of hyperextension, but he doesn't look in a good way, does he? He's in agony as he comes from the field. Just off screen there. Yeah, he's down. He's not in a good way, unfortunately. Let's hope it's just a little stinger or just a burner for him, because that's a massive loss for New Zealand if he can't take the field against Australia later on this afternoon.
Well, this is interesting from the physio too. They're actually testing both legs here. So they've already had a look at the left. Now they're onto the right ankle specifically. Popped all of Tedavano on that occasion. So hopefully he's good to continue for the final as Finch then sends it out to this right-hand side, Rapati. A little juggle and then Samau reeled in. That was clever from Morgan Tafia. Rapati once again bouncing around. Finding Morgan Tafia up towards the 7 he goes. E4 Jones scheming back to Morgan Tafia.
Wow.
That was an incredible bit of evasion from Morgan Tafia. He bent his body, dodging bullets like Neo in the Matrix. Have a look at this, how he bends the back.
Just watch the left foot of Tafia here. He gets the ball back from E4. I thought he might have gone open side, but just catching the ball while stepping in the one motion. That's a great try to New Zealand. What I found funny as well, James, we saw Davids go down, and the man to bring him the medical kit and the supplies is in a sling as well. So the injured helping the injured. That's funny stuff here in Mudgee.
Oh, misery loves company, right? Now the Cook Islands bring it to about 7 away from the try line. Inside the final minute, can they get a consolation on the board? Reid with a long firing pass. New Zealand adamant. They don't want anything in the second half.
That's a great read by Jackson in frames. Good pass it was too by Kobe Reid.
Reed dropping it down again. Last one brought up. They'll test out Inframs once more. That's a beautiful pass, though. This time they will come up trumps. It'll be Taylor Toa-Day who goes over. Oh, hang on. They're going to call it back, though. That's a little unlucky here for the Cook Islands. In fact, no, now it's all cleared through. So good stuff from the Cookies. They get a try right at the death, and that means they have split them in each half.
It's a good way to wrap the game for the Cook Islands. And they went back to the exact same play. They just ran in frames, got him on the first one, not on the second. But Davids is up and walking, still very ginger on that knee. It's been quite a dominant display from New Zealand, and E4 now doing what he does best, jinking, stepping, setting up tries for Rihanna Finch, and that'll do it here in Mudgee in the semi-final. It's going to be New Zealand, assumingly up against Australia for the Asia-Pacific Open's Touch Cup, and yeah, that's not a good sign to see, is it? Davids being assisted from the field. Seems to be walking a little bit gingerly there, but let's hope that he comes good. He's got a few hours to regain his strength. We see, take a look at some of the highlights here from New Zealand and the Cook Islands, and Ropati doing what he does best. This is one of my favourite tries from the tournament. Just great teamwork. The ability to read each other, New Zealand. They just have that over any other team. It was tries across the board. We saw Finch go over, E4 go over.
The Inferno merchandise tent will be available for another 2 hours today.
New Zealand is making it look too easy. And watch E4. He's celebrating with the try assist before they even know. A couple of runaways for New Zealand. We saw Davids in the first half. Cook Islands just chasing him down, but Francis Morrison knows that he's running away with that one.
So big win in the end for New Zealand. They booked their place in the grand final. We'll catch up